The main reason you graft is that you can change the varietal without having to rip out your whole block. In a period of about 2 years, produce you a different varietal, different type of grape, so you can make a different wine with it. So the budwood that we use in grafting, we actually get when we do our pruning in January or February. So when you come through and you do your cane pruning, what you do is you collect those canes and you put them in cold storage, and that is what you use for your budwood when you're grafting. You have to keep it really cold and moist and dormant so that the vines don't push out any new growth. And it's key for the success rate of your grafts. So in order to make the graft, the whole process of grafting happen, you have to come in with a chainsaw and you cut the top of the vine. So if you look behind me here, you see all these vines, and what you would essentially do is cut them down to just their trunk. And then that's where you splice in the new varietal to the top of the trunk. So when you splice in your budwood to your trunk, you have to wrap it really tightly so you can match up those layers. So what you're doing is you're slicing it, sliding the new vines in, and then you're wrapping it really tight so that bond can form between the two, and it can start becoming one with the vine that you're grafting on. And then once that happens, then it'll start pushing out new growth, and your grafts will be successful, and you'll have a new varietal that you're growing. So the last step in grafting is you make 2 cuts on the trunk of the vine, and everything, because that whole vine is now pushing all of its energy into 2 little buds, and there's just not a lot of room for all of it to go out on top of the trunk. So you make 2 cuts on the base of the trunk to where you can release all your excess water and all of your sappy material that the vine uses to protect itself. It has another 2 exit points to push all of that out. So your first year after grafting, you'll just let the vine grow, and any crop that you see on it, you will just drop because you don't want to put any stress on those new grafts that you just grafted. Then you'll have your second year of the graft is when you get your first crop. And even then you want to have it be a really light crop. So you will drop a lot of fruit so that you have really only maybe like 1 cluster per shoot on there. And then, you know, coming into year 3 after your graft, then you're nearing what full production could look like. And then you have a year where you let that vine just grow and you don't take any crop off of it. You make sure you drop all of the fruit so you don't stress those new grafts on there. And then the following year, you will have your first crop from your new grafted varietal. This year is particularly exciting because we're grafting 4 new varietals that we've never farmed here before. We're grafting Sauvignon Blanc, Petit Verdot, Petit Syrah, and Barbera this year, as well as expanding our Cinsault vineyard.